ask any questions you may have.
So Larry, if you would, so first is we put together a little video just for visualization, so it can help you kind of understand what's going to be going on out here on construction. So Larry, if you would run that video for a second, please. Kind of a good visual aspect of what's going to be going on here. And you see the crane, we've got a big tower crane that's going to be going on here. It's a pretty green project. So we're super excited to get this project started. And kind of like Dr. Cantrell mentioned, we're doing 2 GMPs so we can get started now. I think we did the same process when we did this first workforce building. We kind of did it in stages. So this will allow us to get about 3 months worth of work going while we're bidding the other part of the project. And so I plan to see y'all in March for the March board meeting to get the remainder of the project. There's also another parking lot over at the off of Texas Street that I might have to come see on April for that board meeting because that one's a little bit farther on in design on the parking lot right now. But we're going to go and start grading all that right now with this approval today. So if y'all have any questions for me, I can maybe help answer them.
Any idea how long this first phase is going to take once it does commence?
The first phase is about 3 to 4 months, but my hope is that we just roll straight into construction. It should be a seamless project, a seamless process, because I should be drilling piers, doing some concrete work about March or April, and then we should, if I get a board approval in March, we should just roll right into the rest of the construction.
Same question on ballpark on phase 2.
It's about 2 years total project. It's a big project. It's a difficult site to work on because we're such a hill here. So we've looked at the schedule about 19 times. It's about 2 years every which way I cut it. It's about 2 years. So
You're going to find us some parking spaces in the meantime, are you?
that's part of this proposal is extra parking spots. Yes, sir. That is something we're heavily involved in and looking for the future on for sure.
There's a lot of people looking for that too.
Yes, sir. I've seen it.
Any other members have any questions, Doug?
I had just a couple questions
Sure.
on the budget or what's in here.
Mhm.
I know there's some contingencies in there for contractor and design and things. If that doesn't get used, would that just roll in to like phase 2, or how does that work?
Yeah, that will roll, well, it's really gonna just roll, if we don't use those contingencies, it goes back to you at the end of the day. And just like Dr. Cantrell, me and Dr. Cantrell go over the budgets all the time, and just like the last project, if we have any monies left over, we always decide, maybe we go do some parking lots.
Sure.
A lot of, you can see the several parking lots that we've done, that's what we've used extra money for in the past.
Okay.
And so same, we'll do the same thing on this one.
Any other questions? Any comments? Anything at all?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
First of all, I appreciate the video because even though I've seen plats of this, I never really understood the footprint of that building. And I never realized the scope of how big that parking lot was.
Yes.
I was a little bit of a kid. I appreciate that. And I noticed in this presentation in our packet, there were a lot of discussions of underground pipelines and some contingencies for that, what was excluded and not. Other than what the pipelines that the colleges use, are there natural gas pipelines or any other pipelines on this site?
Yes, sir. We have a main gas line that is basically between the Arts Building and the future Student Union. There's a main gas line that is a supply line for the city, basically high pressure, that we have to use, we have to sign, or the college needs to sign in a usage agreement. And there'll be rules and regulations that require me to dig underneath it, or I think they've got to be on site the whole time.
Yeah.
Someone from the gas company watching us as we dig underneath it or cross it. 'Cause we do have-
How deep is it? You know, ballpark?
3 or 4 foot
Okay.
only. And we've got to cross it like 6 times. So it is something that we're highly, right now, we're still working on that agreement, but it's in the works, and I think we have a meeting.
We finally located the original agreement as of yesterday, and that thing was signed in 1957.
Oh, wow.
And I think that to start with, the gas company was just coming in. I think they heard we're building, and they wanted $25,000 fee for us to build. And there's nothing there saying, but we're working with them. The attorney's working with them right now to just get it signed off
Just
on.
give them the 5,000.
It might, it was 25.
25.
So it might be though in the end, by the time we said and done, but I think it's something we'll get worked out in the next few days.
Okay. Any other utilities or problems underground?
Not really any problems underground. That's the main one. But I've done a lot of work our team has done a lot of work in Odessa, and there's oil pipelines everywhere in
Sure.
Odessa. And you've got to have, like, if you're crossing the Exxon Mobil gas line, they've got to come in there and watch you they stay there the whole time and watch you. So we're pretty familiar with doing that. So.
Water lines under there?
Oh yeah, we got water. We got tying into water lines, sewer lines, storm drains, because now what we've got to do is we've got to reroute the storm, because all that water, if you've ever been in this parking lot when it rains, all that water comes basically right between the building where the new building's going. So we're diverting that water around the building and into storm drain lines and stuff like that. So yes, there's lots of utility work. Probably 4 to 5 months of just straight utility work.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
So it's running between where the new site is and the theater over here. It runs.
The gas line does,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I'm asking.
Yes, it runs right in the grass right in front of the Arts Building.
That's what I was
Main
going
gas
to get
line.
to. It's running right along the side of this building right now.
Yes,
And
sir.
it goes up to the old McFarland house.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at, but yes, it's running right in front of this building. Right?
Yeah.
It's gone.
We're sitting on it.
You know,
Any
when we
other-
built the ballpark down here, we had to move that gas line over a little ways down there.
How'd that go for you?
It worked out fine. We may find out something now with this.
Yeah, I don't think we have to tie in this one. We just got to cross it, so that's a good thing. We don't have to tie it to it.
Any other questions or comments? Do I have a motion that the Board of Trustees approve the guaranteed maximum price GMP for Phase 1 of the Student Union Building Project at $10,710,897? Do I have such a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, would you please raise your hand? Thank you very much. So
Mr. Carney?
approved. Yes, sir.
I have a question about what we've just done. I really directed to Dr. Farmer. And it might be more appropriate to do this at a different time on the agenda, but I think this might be a good place to talk to the board and to the public here about how this is financed, because this will get reported and somebody's going to, where'd you guys get $10 million?
And we've done that a number of times
yeah,
in
little
different
elevator
meetings,
speech.
but I think the point's well taken. I think it's always good to let our president address the source of funding for this. Chad, thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you, thank you.
Yeah, I can get into that.
Well, I can, and I'm very proud to answer that. I'm proud to say that we are not spending one penny of taxpayer money on this beautiful new $100 million structure that's over 108,000 square feet, 5 stories, that will transform this noble institution. It is being funded with a tuition revenue bond, which basically uses future student tuition and fees as collateral for the bonds that are issued. And that is the same method that we use to finance this building as well as Durant Hall, using tuition revenue bonds. That's how, over the last 8 years, our tax rate has actually decreased at the time that we have added tens of millions of dollars of new facilities to this beautiful campus. So we're very proud that we're able to do that and still provide our community with tax relief.
Great, thank you.
Appreciate that, Doctor. I think that takes us down to item number 6 on the posted agenda, which is our reports. And again, I call upon President Farmer.
Thank you, sir. We do have our normal Weatherford College, Wise County, and academic and student services updates for you, written and included in your board books. And today, I am very proud to introduce Mr. Brent Baker, who will give us our annual foundation report. Before he comes up, everybody knows that our Weatherford College Foundation has done a great job, and he's going to talk about a lot about the increase in student scholarships that have been awarded. What most foundations nationwide do is either increase the amount of scholarships that they are awarding, or they increase the net assets of the foundation. The Weatherford College Foundation has simultaneously done both. Not only have we given a tremendous amount of new scholarships, the net assets have grown substantially over the last few years, and that is a direct result of our very generous donors that we have throughout our service area, and B, some exceptional leadership by Mr. Brent Baker and our Weatherford College Foundation Board. So, Mr. Baker, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, President Farmer. Thank you, Board. And I have some good news for you. President Farmer alluded to it, that we have a very generous group of donors that are supporting our college and our students, and that group is growing. And so that is really good news. The mission of the Weatherford College Foundation, you probably know, but just to remind you, is strictly to raise support for Weatherford College and our students. And we have a tremendous board. This is the executive committee of our board. We're led by Brent Goff, the president of the foundation. By the way, he is the most recent alumnus of the year of Weatherford College as well. They do just a fantastic job. And then beyond the executive committee, this is the remainder of the board, and you see movers and shakers. You see volunteers and business leaders and philanthropists and workers. And it's a great board, and we appreciate all they do for us. 2 weeks from today, this board will meet here in this room, and they will hear our annual financial audit from Snow Garrett Williams. And so I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of that right now. These are numbers as of August 31st, just like our college audit works. These are numbers as of the end of the last fiscal year, 8/31. This last fiscal year, we had $818,000 in private donations to the Weatherford College Foundation. That is a 62% increase year to year. We just had a tremendous year, and our donors really stepped up to the plate this past year. President Farmer mentioned our total net assets of the foundation, and as of 8/31, that was $13.8 million. That is a 65% increase over the last decade. And like I said, that's of 831. Actually, in December, that number was closer to $14.2 million for our foundation. But what I really want to talk about today is scholarships. $353,000 in scholarships awarded to Weatherford College students this past academic year. That's $2 million in scholarships awarded over the last 5 years. And I love seeing the numbers, but when I look at the numbers, I think of people. These are lives being changed every day at this institution. I thought I'd talk a little bit more about how our scholarships work. We really have two types of scholarships in our foundation. We have endowed scholarships and we have direct scholarships. Endowed scholarships are when a donor gives a gift or a series of gifts, and that becomes the principal of an endowed scholarship fund. And then our foundation invests that fund, and we only use the interest from that fund to fund scholarships in the future. In other words, that fund stays here in perpetuity. So decades and generations from now, it will still be here, spinning off scholarships. Our direct scholarships are a little bit different. A donor comes forward, let's say they have $1,000 they want to give, and they want that to go to students this upcoming year. We take that, we give $1,000 to students, so it's not a permanent fund. So that's the difference in our endowed and direct scholarships. And a little bit more about our endowment program. You guys know what Bob Glenn did for our foundation and our college, and so our foundation named our endowment program after Bob a couple of years ago, the Bob Glenn Endowment Program. We have over 200 scholarship endowment funds in our foundation, and they range anywhere from $10,000 to $800,000 and everywhere in between. A lot of people are surprised to find that you can have a permanently endowed scholarship fund for as low as $10,000. And actually, we have several donors that have given $2,000 a year for 5 years to create their own endowment fund. That really stepped up with Bob Glenn and his work, and that's why we named the fund after him. Doug Dowd and his family established a permanent endowment fund where there will always be a Doug Dowd family scholarship here at Weatherford College. When we're all gone, it will still be here. Same with President Farmer. He gives to it every year to continue to build that fund. And I'd like to close with talking about planned giving. Our foundation has really stepped up our planned giving program. And of course, what that is talking about legacy. That's your estate plan. That's wills and bequests and trusts. And usually an organization like ours, the largest gifts in the history of that organization usually come from planned giving. And so our foundation has established a new planned giving committee. Lynn Bearden is the chair of that committee. They've done some really good work in a short amount of time. We have a new website for our planned giving program. There it is. It's wc.planmygift.org. And we actually use a third-party vendor that focuses on planned giving to create that. It looks like our web, but it really is created by them. And it's very robust. There's gift calculators, and you can see what the tax implications of a specific gift would be. It's a really great site, wc.planmygift.org. We are also, for the first time, publicly recognizing a list of planned gift donors. When you receive your presidential annual report, I believe in March, early March, late February, for the first time we're going to have a list of those who have either left us gifts in their will or who are still with us and have indicated that they will and that they have already done that. And we feel like that's important to continue to just raise this in the public eye in a very low pressure way to remind people it's a great way to leave a legacy in planned giving. And then we've really had a recent increase in planned gifts. I've had several this last semester. This last summer, I had a couple come to me, called me out of the blue. I wasn't familiar with them. They moved to Weatherford from out of state. And when they got to Weatherford, they started paying attention to their community and started reading and investigating about Weatherford College. And they wanted to make an appointment. We sat down, and the gentleman said that he attended graduate school at an Ivy League university, and he wasn't happy with that Ivy League. And so they decided after several meetings, including a meeting with President Farmer, that they changed their will. And so now a large portion of their estate, and it's a large estate, will now come to Weatherford College instead of that Ivy League. So that's just one example of how this is starting to work, and we have a lot more work to do, and we hope to get better and better at it over time. And the last thing I want to say is, these are encouraging numbers, but they don't happen if donors don't think this college is run well. And if they don't perceive Weatherford College is on the right path, they don't give. So thank you, Board of Trustees, for what you do, because that's where it starts. Thank you, President Farmer, for your vision and your leadership. And really it is a village. It's our business office taking care of our funds. It's our PR and marketing, getting the word out. It's our financial aid office and how they handle our scholarships. So it's really a team effort, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Any questions about the foundation?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Early on the slides, you had a $13 million number in there. Did that include pledges, or is that money in the
No,
bank?
sir. That does not include pledges.
Okay.
Those are actual dollars on hand. That's my understanding. Am I right in that, Andrew? I don't believe
A
that.
pledge now is a receivable on the book, so it would, for your 13 million in assets. Would
In
be-
total net assets. Do you think it does include pledges?
I think so.
Okay, I'm mistaken then, it does. We don't have a lot of open pledges out there
No,
right
we
now at this
shouldn't.
point.
Well, I can comment a little bit. I'm glad you referenced the late, great Bob Glenn. And I remember you and I and Bob sitting around talking about setting the goal to get the foundation assets to $9 million. And here we are topping $14 million on top of doubling the scholarships awarded and then doubling them again. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if you could just very briefly address the exponential growth in the President's Circle and what the President's Circle is, and the surprising success that has yielded.
Yes, sir, absolutely. So the President's Circle, board members, when you go in and eat lunch, there's a group of donors up on the wall there, and that's the President's Circle. And when we built this building, we created that, and what that is, those are donors who have given over $100,000 lifetime to the college or to the foundation. And a lot of those are plain gifts. Some of those are property gifts as well. And so we put that up and we added this building. I think we've added either 6 or 7 new names to that list since we opened this building. And so we've added those names up there. It's also on our website. And we've actually had donors, I can think of one in particular recently, who asked me, now how close am I to 100K? I want to get up on that wall. And he did. And he did. So it's a great target for a donor.
Brent, we can't thank you enough for all you do. We appreciate
Thank you.
your efforts are constant. They're every day, and we see it, and we know it, and we appreciate you.
Thank y'all. Thank all of you. Appreciate it.
Let's see, I think that brings us down to, Brent, do you have any more announcements?
I do.
I thought
I'm up again, huh?
I thought you talked long enough.
I thought I had to. Yes, sir. Okay, in your packet, you see a list of upcoming events. We're in the middle of conference basketball season. You'll see several basketball games there, Coyotes and Lady Coyotes. We have a jazz orchestra concert on January the 29th. Baseball and softball are here, believe it or not. Baseball starts January 29th at home. Softball has a February 4th home date as well. We're off and running. We also have our chamber music ensemble on February the 11th. Our interdisciplinary academic conference is coming up February the 12th. Lisa Winiger has put that together, a really robust program. And the theme is America 250, celebrating our 250th anniversary as a country. If you'd like a schedule, we can get that to you. It's an all-day event. And then I want to put something else on your calendar that's a little bit further out. March 6th will be the groundbreaking ceremony for our new student union building. March 6th, time to be determined, but please put that on your calendar for that day. That's a Friday.
Any others, Brent?
No, sir.
Thank you very much again. Appreciate it very much. We're now down to a closed session time for real property and the employee matters, and so we will go into a closed session and return shortly. It is now 2:10 PM, still on January 15, 2026. We're back from closed session discussions on real property and employee matters. And we're now down to item number 9 on the posted agenda, which deals with consideration and possible action of real property. And I believe we do have one motion with regard to real property. And I call upon Dr. Marlett. He has a motion for us.
Yes, sir. I moved to authorize President Farmer to negotiate the purchase of properties adjoining the Weatherford College campus pending the formal approval of the Weatherford College Board of Trustees.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor of the motion as read, please raise your hand. Appears to be a unanimous decision. So approved. That's it on item number 9. Takes us down to item number 10, possible action regarding employee matters. We have no action on employee matters in this meeting. So down to adjournment. Do I hear a motion?
I so moved.
And second. So approved. All raise your hand. We are adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Dan.